I hate to break the fishing news after Ramchuck, but I'd like to speak about the ice hockey.
Congratulations, you're one of the 13 listeners of the Real Life Podcast.
We just traded a migraine in for like an orgasm.
Might want to mark that down.
Yep. All of my projects are on schedule until they're not.
A member of the Nation Network of Podcasts.
About as funny as we're going to get today.
Actually, you know who could probably make us a new intro? Is Pat Puff, because he watches every episode of this. But maybe I'll just, Pat, intros, you're on it.
Puff Daddy.
Puff Daddy on the ice at least.
He wants to be called Puff Daddy in 2024?
I don't think so.
You know what? Good point.
That's not nearly the great thing it was in 1999.
Maybe we walked that one back a little bit, but regardless, welcome into the Real Life Podcast. Today's episode is delivered by DoorDash. For a limited time, our Canadian listeners can get 25% off and zero delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and use the promo code NATION25. It's sweater weather, they like to call it. Jay, it's cold out. No one wants to go out and get food. Let DoorDash bring the food to you. Restaurants and more delivered right to your door with DoorDash. It's the only way to live.
Only way to live. I'm telling you that right now.
Sam Gagner made NHL history. We should have used the Gagner intro. He's the first ever NHLer to be a part of 2 different 14-game winning streaks in his career. That's pretty cool.
That's wild.
That is wild.
It's crazy to me that Columbus won all those games in 2016-17.
That was with Torts too, I think, right?
It's well, they had some grit, you know.
But then it just ended. They're like, we're the greatest team in the modern era, and we're terrible.
And they upset Tampa that year, right?
They did, yeah.
Swept them, right?
Or was that the next year? That might have been the next year.
Here you go, Tyler.
Sam Gagner just tied a record with 8 points in the game.
There, and I just cut it off.
There you go.
Taste for you.
Sam Gagner's just tied a record. Well, he's again. But the Oilers are going for win numero 15 tonight.
That's outrageous.
That is so many wins.
They're 2 wins away from a perfect month.
Like even when shit was really bad and I thought it was really bad and we were going to come out of this, I was just like, man, but like they're better than this. Like they're going to do something later this season. I was telling myself that. I wish I externalized that so I looked like a genius. And sure as shit, they're doing it, but at a way greater scale than I ever could imagine.
We were sitting there being like, at some point they're going to have to win like 8 or 9 games in a row to get back in the fight.
Then
How about we do that twice?
Yeah.
Then they did that. Yeah. Well, and we're also going to do that times 2 in terms of like the amount of wins.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. 22-3 in their last 25 games.
Like if you had told me, say, early December that the Oilers would fly past the Kings in the standings, I would have been like, no way.
The Kings are a disaster.
Then they went the complete opposite direction.
No way.
Like with Todd McClellan throwing PLD under the bus the other day. Love to see it.
And then Drew Doughty throwing PLD under the bus. And then all the Kings fans throwing PLD under the bus.
What are they doing? And who's PLD?
Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Okay.
I can't believe he's the cancer that he is. I'm shocked.
What's he been doing? What did they say?
I don't know. He's sinking another team. Like he created obviously turmoil and like really set the poison the well when he signed in or got traded to Winnipeg, saying like he's not going to re-sign. Like with 2 years left,
had a long time left.
Just
to go.
really set the pace there real nice, and then signs this massive ticket in LA and is bringing down the ship. On paper, the Kings should be a weapon, and he is just dragging him down with his toxicity.
Drew Doughty, after the game yesterday, basically called out his teammates and said everyone was playing for points. No one was playing for the win. They were up 3-1 against Buffalo and they blew it, lost 5-3.
Oh, and it was in reg too?
It was a reg loss.
Hate to see it.
But when you look at the standings, like December 1, the Kings were like 15 points clear of the Oilers or something stupid like that. And now you go look and it's just like, holy shit.
There's not much you can't solve with a 14-game heater, though.
It can get you out of a lot of jams. If you have it in you, you'll be all right.
Every jam known to man.
A few deep breaths worth of air and you're on your way.
Yeah. So anyways, and the Oilers tonight, like I know people are making comments about the quality of opponents they've played over the winning streak.
Doesn't matter, man.
Who gives a fuck, man? Okay.
If it was easy, everybody would be on a 14-game heater.
I was beefing hard with Oilers fans on Twitter the other night.
As you do.
And it's sad because we're on this historic run. And yet the negative Oilers fans are still super negative. They're like, oh yeah, this game right here against Columbus. Oh yeah, this is the worst one of the whole stretch. The worst one of the whole stretch. The worst win of 14 in a row, you crazy
Do
fucks.
you remember when we were 2-9-1 and getting goalied by Scott Wedgwood? And you're going to complain about we didn't beat Columbus bad enough.
Connor's going to have the cup above his head, and there's going to be people on Twitter like, well, we're never going to be able to do it.
5 already.
Yeah,
in the Connor.
yeah. What a lost era.
They're not going to win next year, though.
With the Brown dead money. Whoa.
Well,
If they win the cup this year, they should put the Connor Brown dead money in the rafters. It's like dead.
Hang a banner up near Garth.
Yeah.
They go to give the cup around. They're like, not you, Connor Brown. No. You did
Or they give it to him first. He's the one that goes and gets it from Gary.
because he scores the cup winning goal after not
the
scoring all
only
year.
goal he scores all year.
The golden goal?
is the golden goal.
Oh my God.
He could. He retires an Oilers legend.
You know who is the happiest camper that Connor Brown hasn't scored a goal? It's Matthias Janmark. Because lost in all of this.
Off, my boy.
You should have heard him yesterday about Adam Ernie on Oilers Nation every day. He just cut Adam Ernie's legs out from under him for no reason at all.
Yeah, because Rick and Dan were like, Ernie's been doing his job pretty well. And I was like, yeah, because he has the easiest job next to the backup goalie. Like, fourth line winger who plays 5 minutes and has no expectations of offense or penalty killing. Like, yeah, fuck, I'd hope he could do that well. Anyways,
Adam Ernie takes
Janmark has 1 goal this year and it went in like off his chest. He should thank his lucky stars that he's not a bigger point of conversation.
I want to get down on wax. I assume we're putting this to vinyl.
Of course.
I swear to God, Sam Gagner is going to score a playoff goal. Of
course he will.
Like a real
Meaningful.
trademarked, the goal. And we're going to be like, man, remember when Sam Gagner at the end of his career scored that goal in the playoffs?
Yes.
And that's going to be the bookend to his...
89 in the rafters.
Oh my God.
I can already see it too.
A
Like,
cup winning goal? You think it would? No, it wouldn't put him in the rafters.
you know what's going to happen too? The Oilers are going to have home ice in the playoffs, round 1. Sam Gagner is going to score the first goal at Rogers Place of the playoffs for the Oilers. The place is going to
Set
go
the tone.
fucking ballistic.
He'll have a playoff fight too.
What's he on pace for goals? He's not
20 goals.
20
What
goals.
the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, because he's played in about half of their games, but like if he were to play
Hey,
in
you're telling one of those Oilers haters trying to diminish Sam.
No, I'm going to
Gagner's
say
prowess.
if he played in every game from now to the end of the year, he'd be a 15 goal guy for this team.
That's crazy.
But like you said, he only has so many good shifts
There's
left
only
in
so
him.
many.
You
Don't push him.
Yeah, save him a little.
You want him to go right up the gut like Desharnais in the playoffs and score? No, not Desharnais.
That was Darren.
Yeah, Desharnais, Lil D.
Lil D.
Yeah, Lil D.
Not Big D. Lil D.
Yeah, we got Big D now.
David,
Oh
you're
my
thinking of David.
God, there's 2 Desharnais?
Pretty fucked up.
Unbelievable. But anyways, that goal,
Of opposite ends of the size spectrum.
you
It's like
knew he was a
twins.
legend forever when he scored that goal. And I think Sam Gagner needs, I don't know, I just got a feeling.
I think it's going to happen.
And he
He's gonna be
loves
so
playing at
proud
home
to
too.
play in Edmonton too in the playoffs. Come
It's
on.
such a good story. Like the Oilers, I hope to God that they bring Jordan Eberle back. Just seeing that even floating around on Twitter to me, we get rid of him because he's soft in the playoffs, then bring him back to be a playoff performer.
He went out and got hard.
Is that what happened?
It's that beard.
Pause.
That beard is thick.
Yeah.
Imagine a
hard.
Gagner Eberle playoff line in 2024.
With Corey Perry on the other wing.
No, Corey Perry is going to be a meaningful in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Meaning.
He's only got so many shifts left in his tank too. But I mean,
I think he's going to be a menace down the stretch.
Oh yeah.
how many of us
way.
think Corey Perry's going to be an Oiler come opening night next year?
If we go deep in the
0.
playoffs, I bet you
think?
very high.
Really?
Yeah. If he's
Contributing.
still
Ooh, and if they can get out of Janmark's money, I'd definitely bring him back.
Man, everybody's just
Janmark
taking
is
your
such a
Remchuk shrapnel.
serviceable player.
I know.
The difference
You don't.
between him and Brown also, by the way, is he makes $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Are you mad? That's 300.
And Brown makes $750K.
He
for
makes
now.
4 million. Yeah, come on. You can spin it up whatever way you want to get
Stop
the
it.
narrative to hate Janmark going as you please, but no.
Okay, listen, Connor Brown lost his agent because he now runs the Edmonton Oilers. So I'm just auditioning myself for the role.
Of Connor Brown's
Connor
agent.
Brown.
Yeah, I want to be Connor Brown's agent for his next deal.
Are you going to go meet him in Ranfurly, Alberta to help sign him on to your...
He just wants that sweet commish.
Yeah. Do you know where Ranfurly is?
Of course.
Do you though?
It's the end of that road. You turn left and then you go down about 4K.
yeah.
And then on the right hand side,
Kind of
that's
like
it.
that. Yeah.
No, of course not. I just say yes and agree. First rule of improv, Tyler. Come on.
Yeah. Today on Owen Every Day, I said people from Ranfurly are freaks. They're real freaky.
Like sex wise?
Mm-hmm.
Do we know that
That's
for
why there's
sure?
only 8 of them in the town.
71.
Horniest hamlet in Alberta.
You know those elections are political. They
that.
never get to the bottom of it.
Take that, Vimy.
Yeah.
The horniest Hamlet. Imagine that was like a tour, like a
People in Busby are pissed right now.
I feel does it have to be Alberta? People in Intercourse, Pennsylvania probably have something to say about this.
That's the home of the Hall of Fame. You want to win horniest Hamlet?
It's the Canton.
Yeah, make your way to Intercourse, PA.
That is their Graceland.
Yeah, and Ranfully is just a chapter.
Imagine how annoying it would be to live in Intercourse and you like go near the gas station near the highway. People are just like, you're like, yes, I know.
I think they embrace it. They flip it like Dildo Newfoundland.
Well, yeah.
You set up the brewery, you set up the museum, you just embrace it.
This tastes like Intercourse.
See, I'm in. I'd buy that.
That's
beer.
really, I like that joke. I'm proud of myself.
The most efficient whorehouse in all the continental America.
The town smells like pennies.
Oh, that's maybe a bridge too far, but we'll take it.
Oh, we'll be fine.
Hey, where's Chalmers?
The hot meat sandwich. Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
Chalmers is busy brushing his teeth. We've added too much to his plate.
Yeah,
something has to give.
Oh, so for Nation Diehards, actually, maybe this is a good chance here to have some fun with Chalmers. He has a dentist appointment on February 6th at 9:20.
Wish him luck.
Yeah, so just set a reminder in your phone to wish Chalmers good luck on his dentist on the morning of February 6th.
Yeah.
You'll be so confused.
He also sent us a selfie or a picture of his mirror.
Bathroom light. Does he live on the Starship Enterprise? Like,
That's pretty cool.
what's on?
Yeah,
But Chalmers,
here is the light.
he texted us Tuesday morning and said day 2 of brushing every day for the rest of the year.
So I think he finally realized that maybe it's not a good idea. I bet you some people reached out to him being like, dude, you
From the dental industry?
yeah,
Yeah.
we got
From all
concerns.
industries.
AHS got involved.
They tried to take him away from Aaron like a kid.
We're gonna send you to teeth jail to get you sorted.
Yeah, maybe. So anyways, February 6th with Chalmers, good luck. I don't know what the hell he's doing today. He's not at the dentist.
It's 3 days before his birthday.
Oh, really?
He wants to make sure his teeth are good before.
So is his birthday Sunday or Monday?
Oh, February 9th? You tell me.
Oh, I thought you meant right now is 3 days before his birthday, and maybe that's why he's not here. But the dentist, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. So anyways, that
Makes sense.
the hockey talk was all I had written down for prep.
You just wrote down the word hockey talk? Hey, you're right.
Well, okay.
Well, hey, if you want this conversation to get juiced up, we'll lateral it to the girl dad over here. He's got things he wants to talk about.
I had a very hectic morning because I woke up 6:45 to do the DFO rundown. I go to my downstairs bathroom, take my morning piss as you do. I do half an hour of the podcast. All of a sudden Amber comes in and goes, hey, there's a bunch of water in our basement. And I said, well, that's impossible. Half an hour
Her
ago.
dad went to your house and flooded your hot tub.
He's flooded a second basement, folks.
Yeah. So I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. But then I
Did you
thought
have
back.
a burrito?
No. So I thought back to maybe about 15 minutes prior to that. Amber was using the upstairs shower. And I heard in my basement something making a noise.
On Amber.
No. I heard it. You know when you have like a thin sheet of metal and if you like wobble it back and forth, it goes like wom, 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 wom. Has like makes like that distinct noise. I was hearing that noise while I was doing the rundown and I was like, this is insane. What is going on in my basement right now? Turns out that was water flooding up through my floor and around the basement. So that was a fun thing to figure out at 7:30 in the morning.
Sheets down. What'd you do?
Yeah. So what is actually happening?
Apparently there's an issue. We called the city and the city was like, ooh, sounds like there's an issue with your sewer.
Are you sure you didn't have burrito?
No, I haven't in a while.
All right.
So Liam Deono every day said, stop drinking beer and you won't have sewer problems. I said, there's just no way.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. That beer is used, I tell you.
So now I got a guy from the city coming today and it's just like, goddamn. So I didn't have time to think of fun topics for real life.
What about Red from Star Mechanical? He's coming to help too.
Yeah, well, he's across the street. So if things don't go well with the city and
Is that one of your beefing neighbors?
no, he's the one neighbor who's actually somewhat, or he is normal.
That's cool.
Yeah, and he's out of the beef. I was going to say somewhat out of the beef, but he is totally out of the beef.
He's just an observer of the beef, or he just
updates?
No, the one dude for a couple nights was just revving his Harley, but I told you guys that. And
so ridiculous.
yeah, no, the one guy is now parking his car across the street in front of another neighbor's house. I'm assuming there's like some sort of truce. So like that's almost like a ceasefire or like a whatever zone. What do they call those? Like an area?
DMZ.
Yeah, it's an area where like no one can be affected. He can park his car there and he's cool with that neighbor. Yeah, it's safe harbor. And the two beefing neighbors who are mad at him can't touch him.
What's like the larger geopolitical strategy of your neighborhood now? Like, are you going to isolate these two neighbors and there's sanctions against them? Are you going to divide and conquer? Is one guy got to go? Like, what are the conclusions we've raised here?
I don't know about anything. Part of me thinks I need to contact the city and have like one of those good old like city funded public barbecues. Be like, hey, we'd like to close our street and
For
give
some neighbor team building.
Yeah, and like we need a good neighbor team building because someone tried to do it over Christmas and they were like, hey,
It's
come to our
-50.
house, we'll have hot chocolate and then we can carol. And I was like, well, that's dumb as hell.
What a sell job.
I know, brutal. I want
There's
to.
hot chocolate and caroling. I'm in.
You're not going to do like a NATO type alliance where every neighbor joins the alliance and shrinks his yard by 6 inches every week while he's sleeping or something.
Yeah, you got to squeeze them out.
Yeah.
Oh, we could.
Is there one guy of the two, or are they both lunatics at fault in your mind? One guy I feel has been pressed into lunacy.
And that's what I think it is. I feel for the one guy. I feel for the new guy because like he bought a house, he renovated it. And now he's like, oh, God damn it. Everyone hates me. But I mean, to be fair, I don't hate him. I just don't speak to him.
I don't hate him. I just don't like him.
But I don't speak to anybody except for Red from Star Mechanical. So, yeah.
That's my approach too.
Why they call him Red?
I don't know. That's just what I know him as. Yeah. So that's the update on
I
what's
have a lot
going on
of
in my
hey
neighborhood.
neighbors.
I just, hey. That's good.
That's just being neighborly.
That's all I need.
Hey, good morning.
Yep. I'll offer a good morning.
Yep.
How you do?
I won't say good evening, but that's hey territory.
Nah,
Good morning only. Everything else after 11 a.m. is hey.
I'm good with it.
All you got to do is when you drive down your street, make sure if you can lock eyes with any neighbors, give them a wave.
Oh yeah, yeah. Always
Hello.
got to do the driveway.
Yeah, hello, hello.
Or maybe a little salute.
I do a lot of the not the haze, but a lot of nods.
Oh,
You know? Hello.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
that's all you need.
It's acknowledgement.
It's good neighbor. Do you have any neighbor beef updates? You had neighbor beef for a while.
Well,
You can't legally speak about it.
no. So listeners of the podcast will remember I've been in a couple lawsuits with my one neighbor over a hot tub, which they declared very loud very quickly in its life. And I will go to the grave fighting these people. I could hear the hot tub. So it's at the back of the house, back of Wanya Manor. I could hear it now in the middle of the house when it would kick in. Before it was like I could only hear it if I was outside. Then I could only hear it if I was at the back of the house. And now it was like in the middle of the house I could hear it. And I thought,
You find a complaint on your own hot tub?
I'm starting to think this hot tub's too loud. And so I called Arctic Spas and they came out and the guy goes, oh shit. Yeah. Look at your pump here. This thing must be loud as hell. And I was like, keep it down. I don't want the neighbors to hear, but luckily they've gone deaf from this hot tub being so loud for so long. So he swaps out the heat pump and leaves. That thing is whisper quiet. Like the neighbors were probably right this entire time. It is so quiet now when I'm sitting in it and it kicks in. I don't even hear it.
That's
so
nice.
Arctic Spas, thank you for coming to my residence and replacing what was a very loud pump.
On behalf of the Real Life Podcast, Wanya admits no fault on that.
But the thing is with these guys next door, something new is going to come up.
Oh, sure.
Now it's going to be the pigeons are too clucky or whatever the fuck the problem.
You have pigeons.
Well, I'm just assuming they're going to find something. Now that they've got all this airspace that's quiet, they're going to find something new to bitch about. So yeah,
So that's the update on your neighborhood
probably my
beef.
fault. The court said it wasn't,
No.
but I'm starting to think it was.
It was, yeah.
You should invite him over for caroling and
as
hot
it got
chocolate.
worse, maybe you're right, but I think the initial level was that at the time of the initial complaint, I think it was fine.
Probably. But now it seems whisper quiet in comparison.
Yeah.
Like, this thing is just,
That's great.
it's great.
So there's your neighborhood beef update from your Chuck and
I
Wanye.
can't have beef with Wanye Jr. now being old enough to move around in his own zone, right? I can't, you got to be at peace with everybody. I need a peaceful place.
We don't, I don't have, I go for donairs with my neighbor, or we'll have like donair dinners.
That's nice.
And he has fires in his backyard. So I'll go over for a fire beer.
I think I'd like that if I had a neighbor I was friends with.
It's nice. Well, and he's
even
come
talked
on,
to your
he's come
neighbor.
on a nation vacation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ryan.
Yeah.
I know Ryan. Maybe I'll just come starting to hang out in your neighborhood. You'll see me walking around.
We're building, we're planting some roots. There's some friends.
Do you have a young neighbor?
few?
Or is he an old neighbor? Oh, young neighbor.
Yeah. We got a few around us, and we do Christmas gift exchanges.
That's nice.
Oh, see, like that's cool. I'm real excited for the day I see a for sale sign on a few people's lawns in my neighborhood.
My girlfriend's part of a book club. That's a neighborhood book club.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
I know. I
My
agree.
neighborhood stinks.
My neighbors could be smuggling pandas for all I know. I have no idea what they're up to.
My neighbor and I also share literature, but it's cease and desist and restraining orders, that sort of thing. It's kind of like a book club, except you aren't allowed
Lawyer
within
letters.
100 feet of each other.
Makes sense.
Like a love letter. So yeah, neighbors, what can you do?
Well,
You really don't have a lot of ideas when you don't write down ideas. Do you want me to trigger?
Well, because usually I have like, my drive to work and something like, oh, real life today. What are some good things? Or I have like 20 minutes in the morning to scroll through Twitter and be like, that's funny. We should talk about this, and this. Today, I didn't have my usual little mini prep block to like get ready for the pod. So I'm just relying on you guys today.
How dare you?
I know. And that's just, I'm realizing my error. This is going to be,
mistake.
it's going to be a very dry episode of the podcast.
Okay, well, there's a lot of things we can talk about.
I got a lot of things I'd love to talk about.
Please, let's go.
Well, I want to talk about this win streak and when we realistically think it'll end.
mid-February.
Tonight.
Tyler.
No, it won't be
No,
tonight.
it won't be tonight.
I actually think the only hurdle they have for them setting the record is Vegas coming up.
Oh,
But Vegas is
Nashville's
banged up.
Nashville's trappy on Saturday.
2 p.m. game. I get it, but we're rolling. I think as much as we want it, I think the team wants it more.
Especially once you're at this point. I think there's a
Yes.
little bit of like they wanted to get to game 10 and they limped to get there.
Yeah.
Then after that, there was a little bit of like, whew, we did it.
Yeah.
10, and they were soft for a few. But
They beat
now,
the Leafs.
yeah. And now I think there's like a weird rejuvenation of
Yes.
like, holy shit, we can make history if we just stay
Yes.
dialed in. So
Yes.
with that, maybe I don't mind the fact that Knoblauch changed the lines.
I still can't figure out if this would have gone down with Coach Woody. And if he just got like in a season with a 14-game win streak and an 8-game win streak, should you really have gassed your head coach?
I'm with you. So
But then proof's in the pudding. Knoblauch comes aboard. I honestly feel like he's like I don't get any vibes off this guy. I don't get any personality off this guy.
I don't care. He's just like,
But that's
I coach team.
I coach team, win game.
I coach the zone.
I look concerned behind bench,
Always got a fresh
regardless of
haircut.
score.
I got a very good head of hair.
If you took a shot of his coaching face every game of this 14-game
Exact
win
same
streak,
thing.
you would swear they hadn't won a game the entire
I'm
time.
This is Zoolander
assuming
one look.
Knoblauch is got German heritage, and he's just taking German like engineered discipline to this.
Do you think he's really doing things substantially different than what he's doing?
Well, he's done a few things different.
What do we got?
Well,
New
just
D
like
coach.
just the whole system that he coaches is different than Woody's. The fact that he's got Stewart,
Mark Stewart.
Mark Stewart running our PK. What does he own right now? He now has full ownership of that. Where that wasn't the case before. And now we got Coffee that's been the defenseman whisperer, getting these guys to calm down and just be who they can be.
Did you see Paul Coffey wishing Jack Michaels happy 50?
yeah.
I felt it's so funny. Like Paul Coffey does not want to be here, and he's an unbelievable coach, it turns out, and he doesn't want to be here. And you could just tell they're like, "Can you wish the broadcast guy a 50th birthday?" He's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake! Hi, how are you? Good news, you're 50 years old. I'm Paul Coffey. What am I doing here?" Poor Paul doesn't want to play along with all our reindeer games.
The Jack and Louie bromance was excellent on Jack's birthday the other night.
That was on full
Fantastic.
display.
That cake was epic.
Mm-hmm. Then they hung out together, a little cuddle. It was nice.
And then the other, they're like patting Bob Stauffer on the back. I'm like, is everybody on the panel getting like emotional depth? What the fuck is going on?
Seems like it.
14-game heater will do that to you.
There's nothing to be mad about.
Very binding. Very binding.
It is amazing just to me that basically the same team can lose as many games as it did and win as many games as it did.
I think there is a part of it. One, like we're seeing goaltending, right? If you have a great goalie, and right now
Well, we're
Stuart
seeing
Skinner,
defense too. Like our shots are down.
yeah,
Like, if you look at Tuesday-
I'm not even trying to dog Skinner. Like it's like a combination of things.
Tuesday,
Combination.
the Oilers played like
Combination.
shit for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Stu kept him in it.
Yep.
Tie game after 40 minutes. Boys turned it on. There's a win, but
And that's where Stu has been different. Like when we are falling, we're sleeping. Like he's not.
Mhm.
And then once the offense wakes up, as long as we're not down too much, we got this.
The Condors are also on fire,
Condors are on fire.
but Jack Campbell's not the
Jack
goalie.
Campbell is not the goalie.
Oh,
but he's
no.
been playing great as of late.
Is he playing again?
Oh yeah, he is, and he's back, baby.
Come on,
What is the-
AHL back.
do you know
or
what the
back?
split is? Like, are they playing Rodrigue more or Campbell more, or is it split? Do you know?
I think they're still kind of splitting, if I'm remembering correctly. I think they had a good chunk of back-to-backs there for a while. No. Let's
I'm trying to dream this too.
Because if the Oilers are going to add, they need to keep Campbell down there. They don't need his additional.
They need to
1 point.
trade.
Well, of course.
So Jack Campbell, so far in the month of January, has played 3 games on the 13th, 17th, and 21st. So they're about splitting. He's got a 944, a 941, and a 931 save percentage in those games. It's been 4 consecutive games of him having a 930 or better, and he's done it in 5 of his last 6.
But in that one
What was
game that he
that
did, because I can
sixth,
see the stats.
Yeah, the one game he was 810.
If you put up an 8-10 in the AHL, you should have a special thing that doesn't let you get into our airspace at the airport.
Yeah, but 4 straight games with only 2 goals against.
I'm sorry, sir. Your passport was denied. You had an 8-10 save percentage in Bakersfield. You can't come to Edmonton.
Yeah, please clean up the team's tab and then make your way back to the hotel. Thank you.
Yeah, clean up the team's tab, makes more money than the whole team going. But anyways, Jack's starting to piece it together. And listen, I am not at all suggesting they recall him at literally any point this season.
You don't think a team on a 14-game win streak should change its starting goalie?
No, I do not think so. But I think if you can look a month from now, let's say end of January, and Jack's still doing this, and Rodriguez still giving him quality starts, and Pickard's up with the NHL team still cruising at that 900 to 910 save percentage, you don't need to go get a goalie at the deadline.
Now, I have a question. Well, because I guess we can trade Campbell while he's in the AHL. Like, can now that we've done this Perry thing, can we even afford to bring him up?
That's what I mean. I don't think you can.
Because Pickard's
But Perry just is a wash for Ernie, so.
Well, even so, the Oilers would have to go down a man on the roster
They
at least,
would,
right?
Yeah.
Corey Perry and Adam Ernie make the same money?
Yes, sir.
Do they have the same career earnings?
Oh, no.
Oh, I see. It's just this year they're the same.
What do you think Adam Ernie's career earnings are?
Ooh, I want to say
$4 million.
5.25.
You can see the screen now.
Well, I'm not looking. 3.
8.1.
Wow.
What
for
the
him.
fuck?
How many years does he play in the league?
Oh, he signed a 2-year deal with the Red Wings with an AAV of $2.2 million
Hell yeah.
or 2.1 million.
Don't feel too bad for these players, Wanye. Even Adam Ernie's sitting on them sheets, you know?
Yeah, so he got his ELC, so that would have been 3 years, worked out to about 3.6 million once he hit his bonuses. So good on him. And then he got an $800K deal, a $1 million deal, a $900,000 deal, a $2.1 million deal, and now this one with the Oilers, $775.
You should do an article series about guys who really did well for themselves, like Bugstad. Was that naturally signed a fat contract?
Florida.
$4 million a year, right?
Yeah, wowee, Nick.
But he was producing.
Yeah, but he got a big ass contract out of it.
Well,
We call that the Horkoff conundrum.
Well, Horkoff was in the All-Star game.
point of game guy.
He was. Then he got that shit together, got them sheets.
Them 33 M's.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the career earnings page of Cap Friendly.
All right.
Let's get some. So the all-time, according to this,
Adam Ernie.
the all-time highest earner is Sidney Crosby at 141 million.
And he has taken hometown discounts. Just he's played for so long.
Yeah, and he's been
He's
at
got to
a,
be what, right there? then?
I think he's been making $8.7 million every year since after ZLC.
Was Ovi up next?
yeah, Ovi's up next 138, Weber next 129, Yager 128. Keep in mind this is basically I don't know when Cap Friendly would have started counting this, but this wouldn't include
Gordie Howe.
Yeah, but I mean, granted,
You think Gordie Howe be top 5?
Yeah, he's probably 6, 7.
yeah, he is all right.
I got a shiny Buick.
His careers are probably $700,000.
Yeah.
Well, it's I saw a thing. It was the top paid player in the NBA every year. When Patrick Ewing was in the NBA, he was the highest paid player in the league at $3 million a year.
Wow.
And 10 years later, people are making $15 million a
So
season
they make $40 million
now, but just Ewing to plus 10.
If you're a bench player, you're making $15 million in the NBA. It is fucking nuts.
You say Kikuchi, Connor McDavid, right? Same AAV. Gotta respect it.
Say what?
You say Kikuchi, the guy who is the 5th starter for the Blue Jays, and Connor McDavid make the same amount of money every year.
Oy, oy, oy.
Yeah, the NHL's in a great spot though, Gary. Keep it up. 33rd team will solve all your problems.
Are you lipping off Gary Bettman right now?
Yes.
I'm scared of Gary Bettman.
They should be contracting teams, not adding one to Utah.
Well, so according to Frank, he says this is all very much a play to put pressure on the Coyotes. And Frank said something like 99% chance the Yotes are in Utah next year.
Next year.
Next year, he said it's done.
And they're going to go back after when their arena's done?
That's why you got to come on the nation vacation.
Yeah, it's the
this
last
is the last
opportunity.
chance. We got a couple spots left.
Nationgear.ca, Nation Vacation brought to you by Alberta Blue Cross. Protect your memories and more wherever your travel takes you. ab.bluecross.ca/travel. We are a couple weeks away from Arizona. Still a couple spots left if you want to get in.
Look at that list and hit me with somebody that you are flabbergasted they've made the money that they've made.
Taylor Hall made more money than Ilya Kovalchuk.
Well, he won a heart, though.
Yeah, but remember when Covey signed that man?
Yeah, but
he bounced on it.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's why.
Included in his cap friend.
Who
No,
else you
it's not. Oh man, I feel like this could be a fun game of like who made more. Who made more, Alex Edler or Mark Messier?
Oh, Edler.
Edler era.
Edler, but it's only by about 150 grand.
But if you factored in them Lay's chip deals, Moose is way up
The
there.
fact that Messier is even in the conversation on the third screen is testament to how much money he got off the Canucks.
It is amazing how much Canucks fans hate Mark Messier. It's awesome.
It is.
I get it.
I did not even know it, and then I went to Vancouver and talked to people. Wow,
They don't include him in the graphics of the team.
past captains,
Nothing.
nothing.
Patrick Waugh or Nikolai Habibulin?
Oh, Boulin Wall.
Got him beat by about 80 grand.
Jay, now you're a former Messier stan, maybe current. Between the Canucks fans not liking him and him never having a coaching job in the NHL, what don't we know? Like in Edmonton, he's revered. What?
I always thought he was going to be a GM.
I thought he was going to be working for the Rangers.
Yeah, GM in training under Sather all those years. That's
Yeah,
what
like-
I thought.
Yeah, it's a good question, but man, was he a fucking unreal hockey player.
I think of some of the, like, I used to be obsessed with Rock'em Sock'ems when I was younger.
Yeah.
And some of those Messier elbows that would come out, just vicious. He was a vicious hockey
Man, he
player.
was mean. He was mean, and he would back it up.
All right, let's do a head-to-head of two. I bet you didn't know they weren't, or I bet you'll forget one day they were Oilers. Brassard or Turris?
Oh, Kyle Turris.
Turris did sign a
The gap is 1.4 million.
How much money has Kyle Turris made? Please tell me.
Kyle Turris is probably still getting paid by Nashville, is he not?
He is.
Fuck yeah, he is.
Oh my God. How much?
Kyle Turris.
Kyle Turris, 43.5 million. Derek Brassard, 42.1.
Yeah.
There's 84 million you'll never see again.
Both of them registering a little bit above, about $1 million above Theo Fleury.
Turris had some really good years.
Yeah.
Arizona?
Ottawa, I remember
he was there. Ottawa, he was good.
He got like a 6x6 from someone.
Yeah, he kind of
by
started
Nashville.
declining in Nashville. Yeah.
Yeah, then he got bought out. But I remember him signing here thinking he's going to slot in nicely behind Connor and Leon.
I
It's
thought he
gonna
was.
work.
Yeah, he was done.
It is
Shootout specialist.
again, we're so numb to it, but like just sitting there and being like, oh yeah, Sandis Ozelinch made $37.8 million in his career. Like,
Wizard of Oz?
like, come
He was
on.
really
But he
good.
was
I
good.
know, but it's just like these names you totally forget and like they're just chilling somewhere.
Is that Fedor Tuchin?
Fedor Tootin,
Fedor Tootin, yeah.
37.7 mil for
What the
Fedor Tootin.
fuck?
Oh, that is so good. Jonathan Erickson, like remember that guy? Like all these random shutdown D-men from the 2000 to 2012 range just got paid. They did.
Paid. Remember how long ago Paul Correa was making $10 million a year?
Well, that was the
Connor's
thing.
now pushing 12.5 as the best player in the league.
The one I always remember is before the salary cap was Bobby Halik making
Yeah.
$9 million with the Rangers.
Yeah.
Did
Bobby
you see?
Holik, $48.4 million.
I don't know who was talking about Bobby Holik. Was it Barnaby, I think, on a podcast? And he said that Bobby Holik was like the harshest critic of Bobby Holik of all time. And he would be like, if Bobby Holik was a second line winger, we'd be going to the cup. Bobby Holik's on the front line. Have a good vacation. So he told Barnaby, like, he's a bum, basically. That's a lot of money to be getting those
But
days,
that
though.
contract got terminated. Like they,
Probably.
yeah, it was supposed like they signed him to that 5-year, $45 million deal. And then the NHL interviewed and was like, no.
They said you can't pay him that?
It's I don't know. I believe they terminated the deal. They had to restructure it.
How much money? What do you think Jared Stoll's career earnings are?
Ooh.
Jared Stoll, I'm going to say $23 million.
I'm going to go $37 million.
28,646.
28,627. Wow, yeah, there's some good names on here. This is a great like hanging out with your crew, having a couple beers, just pull open this, at least what me and my friends do, which should come as a surprise to no one. Fire open the cap friendly, little drinking game. Who made more than who? That'd be good stuff. That's a good night out.
Just all night.
Yeah,
That's
good
all
night
you're
in.
doing.
That is straight up pretty much all we do. Anyways, on that note, we're
Do
gonna
me a
step.
favor, find Al Chemsky for me before we move on.
You got a big dog.
I'd
He
love
earned
to
every
know.
dollar.
For so long, he was the only reason to watch Oilers games.
Take a stab at it. What do you think? I'll give you a hint. It is about $1 million more than Bobby Holik.
45 million.
49,517.
46.80.
49,517.
How did I do that?
Amazing.
I can see over his
You
shoulder.
know what? Bless him. He earned every penny.
Hemsky earned every blood dollar of that pile.
Yeah.
Hemsky coming in $2.5 million ahead of Sheldon Surrey.
Did
Good.
not necessarily earn every cent.
He had his time.
I'm surprised
where he
by
was
that,
a
actually.
force.
At the Oil, though, when he got here, he was making $5 million to play in the A, wasn't he?
He had that one season, though, where he had like 27 goals.
We did that to him.
Yeah.
That's on us.
We mismanaged that.
Well, here's two guys I didn't think would be this close in career earnings. Laddie Schmid or Paul Coffey. Who earned more?
Wow. Different times.
Schmid.
I'll go Coffee.
Laddie Schmid, 23.1. Paul Coffey, 22.8.
Different times.
Different times.
$23.1 million for Laddie Schmid. That's
Paul Coffey got some-
awesome.
Back in those
That's
days,
so
they
much
probably got like kicked packs of smokes as part of their deals or something like that.
Hey,
Craig Simpson.
Not listed yet, and we're down in the Jason Chimera zone of 21 million career earnings.
What? No, Chimmer made more than that. He played for 20 seasons.
Oh man, you're really gonna make me go through Jason Chimera's
It's 21.
contracts here. All right, so his annual breakdown: career started in 2002, ended in 2017.
Yeah.
Never had an AAV higher than $2.5 million, and it was the last deal he signed.
And his original deals, I'm looking here, $400,000 a year, $500,000 a year, $700,000 a year.
Yeah. His one ticket that was somewhat lengthy, he signed a 3x2, and then he signed a 4x1.8. So.
Chim Dog earned every penny.
He did, man.
Yeah.
That guy was still fast the last year he played. Local product.
All right, okay, we do have to step aside for a quick break. Thank you, PM. Back on the Real Life Podcast to once again just keep reading you names off of Cap Friendly. No, I'm kidding. We should
It's
probably
just like
stop that.
Friday night with Tyler and the boy.
Oh yeah, me and the guys are hanging out Saturday. We're having a boys' night. You better believe it's a Cap Friendly Cap It kind
You
of
know
night.
what? Screw that. Go to Greta. Way more fun.
They have a game there called Cap Friendly. You can just select a player and guess over under on its pay. And if you're right, it spits out tickets.
And it's just me sitting at a table drunk. Come on, tell me how much Josef Stumpel
With a
made in his
roll of
career.
tickets that
Probably
you
a
determine.
lot.
What do you think? Give me Josef Stumpel's number.
16.
27.
17.5, $1.5 million more than Kyle Brodziak.
Jay, how much did Boydie Gordon make in his career?
Oh, the commissioner.
Oh, probably 24 million.
17.
That's still a lot of money for Boyd Gordon.
Just a little bit more than, two former Oilers right next to each other. Who made more, Alish Kodalik or David Desharnais?
Kodalik. Kodalik play.
I'm going to say Desharnais.
Oh, David Desharnais. Sorry, I think I'm Vinny.
David, not Vin.
Oh,
He played in Montreal, so I'm going to guess he got the French guy bump.
Kodalik played Buffalo. Didn't he play in also the Rangers?
Yep.
Shit.
I think.
Kodalik.
David Desharnais. Oh, he loses that one by 37 grand.
Thank you. Alish Kodalik.
Both of them beat Jeff Courtnall.
When you just
God, are we still
scroll
doing
down
this?
on this screen how much money has been paid out to players, it's fucking crazy, man.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, we're so desensitized to it because we're always talking about buyouts and all this stuff. But then you just sit and look and you're like, oh yeah, Alish Kodalik has generational wealth, more or less.
And
Like
then
his
if you
kids
did
don't
this-
have to work.
If you did the same game with baseball,
Oh my God.
it would just be like, wow, bunch of peasants up there. in the NHL.
Some guy who threw hard with his left hand did it for 120 innings, and now his grandkids don't have to worry.
Yeah.
The big four leagues, their revenues, if they were a country, would be the 18th richest country in the world.
Cool.
That is wild.
Their revenue is GDP.
Derek Forbert has career earnings of 13.6 million.
Who dat?
Like, again, everyday people. Just, it's wild.
Everyday people. You know what? I'm starting to think
Derek
it's worth.
Forward probably played on
Straight
Team
up.
Canada World Juniors.
Just straight up disrespectful.
Hey, I found Carter Hutton. Who made more? They're right next to each other on the list. Carter Hutton or Darcy Tucker, which is stunning to see them that close.
Darcy Tucker, I remember him signing with the Leafs. It was a big ticket deal at the
I'm
time.
going to say Tucker.
Let's see.
Tucker's got him beat by 11 grand. Whew. Vernon Fiddler on the roof. Okay, I gotta stop
Why is
this.
Brady Tkachuk so low at 13 million there? Oh, just he hasn't
Hasn't earned enough yet. He's only like 1 year into his big contract. Right? Okay, straight up, someone please give me another topic because I will do this all game. That whole thing, the whole 20-minute block.
Cut out. No, you just kind of just took over the show. We were trying to talk about
I was asking him questions.
Hey, that was, you know what? Maybe the listeners like that.
Maybe they do.
Maybe they want to hear a show called Cap Friendly, Over Under, brought to you by Cap Friendly.
Yeah, that was bad. That's bad podcasting. I'll wear that one, guys.
No.
You can direct your hate to me. Listeners, how quickly were you mashing the skip ahead 15-second button to be like,
They're talking hockey. Click, 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 click.
And how many times did you have to hit it? That's what I want to know.
30 times.
Probably at least 20.
But also, it would have been great if someone did to just where we started to like, okay, this is boring. Skip. Alish Kodalik. Fuck, they're still on this. Skip. Derek Forvert, son of a bitch. Skip. You know?
I hope they all saved their money.
Okay, you said you had other stuff you wanted to get off your chest. Let's go, Wanya.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure
Okay.
we can dig something up.
No?
We just sit in silence and stay at each other.
This is why on days like this, as much as it pains me, we rely on Chalmers heavily.
That's not true.
If we could have had to keep it 100 right now.
Here's what it is.
Which he hasn't done. It's fallen off the rails.
Yeah, we had those 2 or 3.
You know, in the Matrix, they go talk to the architect, and he says that this is like the 4th time they've run the Matrix or whatever it is. Yeah. And until they introduced tension, humanity didn't thrive. Mm-hmm. That's what we have right now. The Oilers have won 14 games in a row. There's literally nobody to be mad at, nobody to blame, nobody to throw under the bus, not even really a worry in the world. And we're sitting here
better.
We're like, rather than reveling in the victories after picking this team apart for the last however many years, we're looking how much money did Alish Kodalik make.
I'm mad at teams crowbarring in the chrome helmets.
The Vancouver one looks good though.
Vancouver runs a chrome.
They just tried a blue chrome dome.
I'll show you.
Oh, that's.
I think you're wrong, BM.
The only teams where it makes sense, Vegas, because they're Golden Knights, but it makes sense to chrome gold. LA, although it looks dumb because they're silver, makes sense.
Hate those too. I can see the copper helmet coming for Edmonton, and I'm gonna hate it.
But the Oilers' third jersey, the all blue, navy blue with just the orange, that would go kind of hard with a chrome orange helmet.
No, it would go hard with a matte helmet.
Who has a matte helmet in the NHL? Somebody rolled
the Canucks
one out.
Canucks have a
matte. The matte black helmet.
Matte and metallic?
Sick. Yeah.
What the fuck's up with the helmet department in Vancouver?
You don't like this, Jay. You're not a fan of...
Make it look bigger. Right now, that just doesn't even look anything to me.
I'm not into it.
Show them that football helmet.
I don't need that chrome helmet.
It is a picture of Quinn Hughes in it.
It just looks like... No. Is that chrome?
Yeah, they were last night. They were trying to make a big deal.
Did they win?
There you go. That's a decent
That's a good looking helmet, man.
I think they lost to St. Louis.
But the matte black ones or matte colored ones are way better.
It's not as metallic-y. Did they lose?
Ramchek, I'm going to tell you a secret about the olden day Oilers, though. The oil drop was copper.
Not orange.
Correct.
Okay.
So if you want to bring back copper or you want to introduce copper helmets, you got to have a copper drop.
I do think it's time for the Oilers their next third jersey should be like an 06, that era.
That I'm good with.
Yeah.
I just don't need the chrome bucket
jersey.
I was at the mall a while ago, and Fanatics or whoever it is now, they started bringing the white one back as like a vintage series.
Yeah, I saw like at the jersey store
the 06 ones?
reproductions of the 06 with the crest
with the crest on it. You can get them at stores
crappy
now.
Lettering.
Yeah, the lettering is paper thin, which is the reason I didn't buy it.
Is that it? I see people making fun of Fanatics online all the time. Are they crappy?
You hear them. I don't know enough, but I hear lots of people.
You see a lot of misspelled jerseys and stuff come out.
Where's that weird Everly one? Is that here in the office?
Oh, Eberle. Yeah. Where is that one?
Sorry, what was it?
Eberle.
Someone brought it in because
missing
they bought
vowels.
it. Yeah. You think he's ready to come back, maybe?
I bet you he'd love it. Because you got to remember, he was here like for the beginning of this McDay, so it's not like totally foreign to him, right? Like I think he'd slide in perfectly.
See it to the end.
I don't know, man. The NHL put out a photo gallery of him throughout his career. Did you see that recently?
Oh yeah, on Insta.
And the comments. Did you see the?
Were they bad?
Section? Oh my god, man! What? Jordan Eberle's my dog. I'm not gonna. There was just people saying when he lived in Edmonton, he was quite the man about town and he had many female callers and he was a gentleman, and his wife was in the comments yelling at people.
Oh no.
I couldn't believe the NHL had taken it down. Like the back and forth between
this was on the main NHL account.
Mrs. Eberle telling Oilers fans.
Okay, so
So-
maybe he doesn't welcome him.
I don't know if she would want to come back and have him go to his old stomping
But for
grounds
one
when he was
playoff
a
run.
single man. I don't know.
Another guy that the Oilers got linked to, it was Chris Johnston's podcast. He was talking about David Perron being a guy they would kick tires on.
How is he still in the league?
I don't know. He just
He's
like
like ageless wonder.
He's not in PTOs, man.
grinds away 20 goal seasons.
That guy is money in the playoffs.
He's not
man.
showing up on teams.
48.7 million for David Perron.
Well earned.
Just a hair above Bobby Holik.
How old is Perron now?
One ring under Hemsky.
That'd be like mid-30s, I would guess.
You think so?
We got the technology. We'll find out.
And I actually think he's having a somewhat decent year again.
35.
10 goals in 41 games. It's okay.
But the Red Wings are also trash.
There is that.
They're kicking 20 goal pace in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight seasons for
How many
Perron.
years ago did he leave Edmonton because he was washed?
10.
14,
He
15.
wasn't washed.
We thought he was. I thought he was at the
He
time.
was
like
good,
he's
wasn't he?
old.
Didn't he want out? I don't remember how that went.
Yeah, he wanted out.
Yeah, but that was 10 years ago.
He's
That's
35.
crazy, man. 25 when I thought he was washed and he left. Oh shit.
He was the PRV Svensson deal.
Yeah.
And then he was the Rob Klinkhammer deal.
Fucking right.
Clink.
That's it. He has a good trade tree if you're
Who's the guy on
hanging
Oilers?
I
out
just
with
think
your
like if you got a guy like David Perron going to the playoffs and you also have Corey Perry, you're pissing everyone off.
Oh man.
and
Who was
Evander
the guy,
Kane.
Jay, who
good.
signed on for a 4th year on oil change because he
Eric
believed?
Belanger.
Eric Belanger.
How much did he make?
The Belanger triangle
Well, he
was
definitely
alive and well.
made what
4 years
12,
off us.
14 million bucks.
Yeah, he
less on
definitely
that.
made a good chunk here. I remember that offseason because I was so excited. Eric Belanger signed for the 4th year because he believed in what was going on. Ben Eager came to town.
Yep.
Got a little bit of toughness. Darcy Hordichuk was here. He was going to protect the kids.
It's all coming together. We're going to win this year.
I thought that was the move.
Eric Belanger, 12.1, right in the same range as Alexei Ponikarovsky, Cam Barker, and Anthony Duclair.
Wasn't his deal like a 4 years and 12 million bucks or something?
I think he got bought out. Yeah, 3 because his career earnings year by year go 175, 175, 175, right down to 750K. Presumably got bought out, then had to go get a deal, then got back in it with a $2 million deal.
It was a 3-year deal, 5.25.
Okay, yeah, so 175.
That was the deal we did with him?
Yep.
And then
I thought he got the 4th year.
I guess it was the 3rd year.
Oh, it was the 3rd year. Oh,
You didn't believe in us for a 4th year?
I guess not.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, 5.25 million.
David Perron's trade tree would be really cool to go visualize out. So he's traded from St. Louis along with a 3rd to the Oilers for PRV, a 2nd-round pick that then somehow got flipped back to St. Louis and became Ivan Barbashev.
That's how you do it.
Wow.
And Adam Musil never played. But then the Oilers traded him to Pittsburgh for Klinkhammer and a 1st, which they then traded to the Islanders for Reinhardt, and it became Matt Barzal.
Oh my God. They could have traded David Perron for Barzal.
Oh.
They did trade David Perron for Barzal.
Who am I thinking of that keeps doing PTOs and making
Chason.
teams?
Alex Chason, yeah.
Chason, that's it.
His career earnings would not be that good. Yeah,
Oh,
he's-
we gave him his ticket, that 2x2.2.
He believed in
played
what we were
alongside
doing
Connor.
at the time, though.
We gave him the 2nd year.
He had 22 goals, basically just parking himself in front of the net on the power play. Connor would just hit him for tapping.
just making.
At some point,
but he
Connor
was
needs
good.
a
He'd
commission.
get like right down, like kneel
On the
down,
one
like
knee.
grab it right by the neck of the stick.
Yep.
You know who was blowing me away last game with his continued forechecking that is like nothing I've ever witnessed in my life is our boy Zach Hyman.
Oh, he's a machine.
Oh, he's a dog.
He
He's a
forechecks
machine.
so hard, even if the game is out of reach, even if it's an empty net. Zach Hyman, honest to God.
If you got that dog, you can't turn off that dog.
and this year he passed Mason Raymond in career earnings.
Oh God.
You guys hate this. I'm
Stop.
sorry.
no, because like looking at him having made 17 million, I would have thought he'd be have had way more career.
But he's got 4 more years at $5 million, so he'll get up to
he'll
37.
finish- well, his deal with us was 40 million.
Yeah, so he'll get right up into that Feder Tootin, Francois Beauchemin range.
Francois Beauchemin was a very good.
If the Oilers could, I would love 3 more Zach Hymans in the lineup for the exact reason Wanye talked about. He's relentless.
There aren't more Zach Hymans in this league. Like I cannot think.
yeah. Well,
Who would you
there's
say-
elements of it, but like he's the package.
Who plays like Zach Hyman full package?
It's rare, man, because he really is the modern day power forward, right?
Yeah.
Like that kind of guy where, he's not the biggest frame or whatever, but but just skates and moves and never stops moving
That
his
move he
feet.
does in the power play makes me laugh all the time, where he essentially extends the net about 3 feet because he just stands there ready to take one off the
That's
chest.
so crazy that he'll do that.
That is nuts.
Is he the best signing? We talked about this, but is he the best signing in Oilers history at this point?
I think he's the best free agent signing in the salary cap era.
We just talked about Eric Belanger.
I would argue, like, I am.
You're going to say Cam Barker, aren't you?
I am definitely going to say.
You're going to say Cam Barker.
Yes, because of the longevity and body of work. But Chris Pronger still needs to be considered one of the best free agent signings we've ever done.
Yeah.
But he was a trade.
Was he a trade?
Yeah,
for
Brewer and
Jeff Wojcicka.
And,
the Wywitka trade.
and Doug Lynch.
How dare you? What's he on that list?
I thought we traded and signed.
He owes the NHL 200 grand still.
Like our uncooped record advance.
Yeah. All right. Then I rescind my dumb comment, unfounded
Good one, Jay.
and unresearched.
Pekka was a free agent signing that year, wasn't he?
Pekka
But he
was
didn't have the
fine.
impact that
Yeah,
Zach Hyman.
Also, people do love,
Zach Hyman.
people like bringing up comparing Connor Brown to Mike Pekka. That 06 year, Pekka only scored 9 goals in the regular season for the Oilers.
I dream of 9 goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Lots of time.
yeah, and he blew up about 30 people that year too, because that guy could hit like a truck.
And then he, in the playoffs, scored 6 in 24 games.
Remember when he got hit from behind into the boards and then they had to like rebuild his face?
Well, he still looks handsome as heck.
All his teeth were fake.
When I went to Buffalo, Tyler, at the hotel bar, I ran into Mike Pekka.
Did you talk to him?
No, I literally ran into him.
I'm still upset though that he didn't grow a playoff beard in 2006 because it would have been thick
Oh,
and
that
full
guy
by
can
the
grow
third.
He was a
period if
good looking
won.
guy though. I could see not wanting to mess with the moneymaker.
Yeah. Get involved.
What's he up to now? What do you think?
Sitting around being
Just
rich.
chilling. What? Oh, where's he on the earnings
Look at
chart?
those teeth.
Sorry, guys. Wow, he's not even in the $11 million range.
What?
That doesn't seem right.
You bitch.
Pull it together.
All those years.
I feel like he made more than that.
all them years.
Yeah,
He almost won a few cups. He almost won a cup
$26
with
million is
Buffalo.
what I see.
really?
Yeah.
Do you even know how to work the crap friendly?
Well, maybe not. I'm not seeing any of this. They don't have any contract info.
The sanctity of the list.
Yep.
Well, you know
All in
what?
question. Tyler's game on Friday or Saturday nights is now
Oh yeah, it's a great
Jeopardy.
time.
What do Oilers fans look like when everything's rolling finally at long last? We don't even discuss it.
No, because it's just great, and you're so happy 24/7. Like
and we're
my
going-
basement has water in it. I don't care right now.
I don't give a shit.
Whatever. Oilers about to win 15 in a row. Put more water down
that
there.
heat'll dry
More
out my
water.
The only
basement.
problem is tonight, betting on tonight's no fun.
Shut
Unless you bet on a
You got to get
TSF home goal.
right in the weeds.
I do like the 4-1 to win every period. I'm in on that.
Got robbed. We got robbed
Yes, we
last
did.
game.
We
That
did.
was bullshit. That McDavid goal being called back.
Agreed.
Bullshit. That would have won the bet.
But the desperation and rage and blame game that we feel when it's going crappy, it's not matched on the other end when everything's going fantastic.
Well, you know what? I think I'm extremely motivated and excited to do whatever I can to help this streak going. I want them to set the record.
Yeah.
I want them to set the record.
Me
and
too.
it's unfortunate there's an all-star game break in between because that could also
But a nice
Be
reset
real.
for the boys.
Yes, but also could be a reset to the negative. I don't know. You never know with these things. And then we come back on our first games against Vegas, who had no all-stars in the game.
Yeah, all their all-stars are sitting
They're
out.
all in Cabo, so
But
maybe they
they
combo
won't-
too hard.
When they do
Won't have
eventually,
Jack Eichel.
when they do eventually lose, are we going to go through like a 5-game malaise on
Then
the
it'll
other
be
side?
fire everyone.
It'll be actually, that's a good point. And I don't really want to talk about it, but it's a good point of like when they lose, what's the next game like?
Then all the Oilers fans are like, we knew it.
That's
we knew they
the
would have
worst
win
part of it.
19 games in a row. Losers.
If Ken Holland was a better GM, these 2 losses wouldn't have happened.
They're winning, but at what cost?
When do we make our first trade? When's it going to happen?
Day before deadline.
See, I think I'm going to go week before deadline.
Part of me says because they're not in LTIR space, because they can keep accruing, right? So it makes sense for them to wait this year.
Then your pieces might be gone.
Well, hopefully, maybe you get a Jack Campbell trade done and to open up that space the week
I'd love to see
before,
that.
and then accrue that space.
Oh, the rumor mill would just be flying.
Imagine you could trade Jack now and get a month of accrual.
Yep. That's the move if you
They'd
can.
be rich.
Oh,
They could afford Connor Brown's bonus at the end of the year.
Where's Jack Campbell on that list?
He hasn't earned quite enough of his deal. Remember, only year 2 of this big contract.
What did he do in Toronto? I thought he was making
Nothing.
1.9 or something.
Oh, no.
So I think I saw him at 11 mil.
Sign him for that.
That would have been nice.
I think he'd be playing
Why
better?
couldn't Toronto just kept and re-signed Jack Campbell and see?
But if we had to pay to get Jack Campbell out, we paid to get Zach Hyman out. You give and you get. Toronto giveth, Toronto taketh away.
Shut up.
Okay. All right. Well, on that note,
No. We could have been smarter on that.
So where's Connor Brown fit in your theory then? Taketh?
well,
take it.
connects to the Leafs.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Taketh away again.
Taketh.
yeah. So we're due for a giveth.
A big giveth back Jack Campbell. They need goaltending.
They do.
Take
No,
back
Sam
Jack
Sonoff's
Campbell.
sick now.
For what?
He had 1 game, 2 games.
Yeah.
2 games.
It's all you need. You're back.
Yeah, Jack's on fire in the A. Let's just plug him in the Vezina vote.
That's what I'm talking about.
Do you still think the Connor McDavid era is over?
What?
He tweeted this year, Jay.
I know, but why are you thinking about this?
Well, because he's got to think about it now.
Not yet.
Okay.
We better go all in this year.
What's left to do to go all? Isn't Corey Perry coming here going all in? Isn't that?
I think.
No.
I think.
We use 0 assets to acquire him. So
Stand pat at the deadline. Reload for next year.
Rebuild?
shut up.
Give Janmark more minutes.
Oh my God. Maybe, but no.
Let Jack play his way back to being competent.
Oh, we don't have that kind of time.
We got all sorts of that. We just won 19 games in a row. Bring in Jack for 6 and see where we go. If there's going to be malaise.
It's like, Jack, I will not forget what you did in the LA series last year. I will never forget it.
Yeah,
I
we were
am
there.
very grateful.
We were there.
But we got to get rid of him. We need that 5. We need that cap space, and we need that cap space to carry in for next year. To
You
to
wouldn't
reach
give
what
away
we're
a
owed.
first rounder, would you? To get rid of him?
I would do
I
next
would.
year's.
Ooh.
I would do next
Yes,
year's.
because think of what you can do with that money.
Give it to Connor Brown?
Hopefully,
I don't know. That
As his next agent, yes.
all of it, all 5.
Yeah. Roll it over. Although Frank says apparently you can trade bonuses now. So who
Yeah,
knows
so
what the hell's going
we
on?
need to unpack that.
Frank the other day, I was like, well, Frank, you remember you can't trade bonuses. So like these players with overages, and Frank goes, whoa, no, you can trade bonuses. And I said, I'd explain. And he was like, no, you can trade them.
I don't
And that
get
was
it. Like, if a player's due a bonus, you can trade them before you have to pay them.
So
Yeah.
in theory,
If they traded Brown at the
could
deadline,
the Oilers pay the money and trade that bonus to Arizona? Is that what you're saying?
they could trade Connor Brown to Arizona and Arizona takes the bonus. I don't know. Frank said he was going to do more research
Bonus goes with the player.
on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't we retroactively restructure his contract and just smush it out over 25
Man, if
years?
it's NFL, you just be like, cut, or just like restructure.
Murdered.
Is there any chance we could get him to pay back the money like we wanted to with Mike Comrie?
It's time for the second player ever to be asked to repay his
Gotta
bonus.
try it again.
Can you imagine asking Mike Comrie to pay back money he'd been given by the team? What the fuck were we
It's
doing?
just-
Yeah, that is crazy.
And then when Brian Burke's like, that's stupid, the answer was, we'll fight you in a barn. What a time that was.
All right. We do have to wrap this thing up. So
What? Has it been an hour?
yes. And remember I said I need the guy from the city's coming at 3:00. I need to be home in 30 minutes.
What city?
Let's play that cat friendly game again.
Son of a bitch. The city can wait.
Damn it, I'm in.
Let's do the $5 million range.
All right. 15 game heater on the line tonight. Enjoy the hockey game. We'll be back on Monday.
4-2 win.